Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I know some people have been asking me so many things, especially in regards to J1 or F1 visa, and that's for student visa, and what to do when you want to come to the United States using a student visa. So you can come to the United States to study at a college. You can even come to the United States to study even in either college, university, seminary, or even primary school or secondary school. But the only restriction about student visa is that you are only coming to the United States temporarily. It's not an immigrant visa. It's a non-immigrant visa because you're here on a temporary basis and then go back to Kenya or to any other country that you're coming from. I mentioned Kenya because that's where I come from. So there are several requirements that are needed before you get a visa for the student visa. And one is that you should apply for the course that you want to do and be accepted in an institution where you will do that course. So once you are accepted, then the next process would be following all the rules and regulation and requirement of that specific school. And I know most of the schools, they want you to prove that you can speak English. If English is not your first language, they will give you some advice in terms of this kind of exams that you need to do. And one of it is TOEFL. I think, I don't know the whole, it's an abbreviation of something. It's an English test that you do. You can do that English test while you're still in your country, and then you'll send all the requirements. Sometimes some other schools will ask you for transcript. They will ask you for so many other documents before you are accepted to do the course that you want to do. Then you need to prove in most colleges and in most institutions, you need to prove that you will be able to afford tuition. And there is some kind of registration fee, and most schools don't refund that registration fee. But you have to prove that you'll be able to pay for the tuition. As an international student, you do not have the privilege of using any grants or government loans or federal loans. So you pay cash, you pay from your own ability or your own bank account. So that's one thing to consider. If you have a host or a sponsor here in the United States that will sponsor you, what you require is that they have to show that they will be able to do that for you. And I believe it's about $30,000 cash. They have to show that they have that, about $30,000 equivalent of United States dollars, for them to be able to sponsor you. After you do all the application, you have been accepted by the school, you have done all the requirement depending on whatever school you're going. Every school has its own requirements. So as long as you've done everything and you have received a letter of invitation and acceptance to that school, congratulations. So the next step is application of the visa itself at the Embassy of the United States. Remember that applying for the school and being accepted in that school does not guarantee you a visa, the student visa. You go to the next step, and the next step is application of the visa. There is a form that you will fill. It's a D-160. And this D-160, it's a very intensive form that will ask you so many questions. And you fill out that form, then you send it to the Embassy of the United States, and then you look for the date that you want to go for an interview. So you book an interview appointment. The Embassy of the United States will give you the invitation to go to the embassy for an interview on a specific date that you choose. And then when you get there, still remember it's not guaranteed that you will get that visa. So it depends with how the interview will go. You have to prove that you'll be able to come back to your home country after finishing the course, and how that course is going to help you in your career, and how it's going to help your community, yourself, and your family, as well as your country. Those are, sorry, excuse me, those are very important things to consider. And so after that, you get the visa. Congratulations, you come to the United States and you start going to school. There are still so many other requirements that you're supposed to have, or to make sure that you are following when you are here in the United States going to school, because there is some restriction in terms of work. Yes, you get it right. You can work as a student, but there's some restriction about that. There are some places you cannot work. Mostly you can work in the college. You have 20 hours that you can work, not more than 20 hours. And that will help you maybe for your upkeep, maybe to put gas in your car and that kind of stuff. Remember, when you are done with your schooling and it's time for you to go back to the United States, to your home country, you please have to go back to your home country. Do not extend your visa even for an hour, even for a day. Do not try to do that, because that will mess your chances of future visits to the United States, or other opportunities that will happen for you in the future. So just wanted to give you that in a nutshell. But if you have any more questions, please don't hesitate to ask those questions. I'll be happy to answer them. Please subscribe to this channel, and I will keep posting so many other videos depending on what you're interested in as far as immigration stuff is concerned. Please remember that I'm not an expert in immigrations. It's just that I have some experience in terms of what I've done before, and my experience and some research I've done. So if you want an immigration attorney, please don't consider me for that kind of advice. You can always